will be implementing some more mapping logic on top of that. So one mapping logic we have implemented on the creation date using this function. We are connecting with the date current date function, current date. Okay. And there is one more field I am having batch. Batch, I just mapped it with the release date. Okay. But what I want to implement some logic. Okay. We will be adding some functions from the left hand side pan under the function arithmetic, Boolean, constant. You will find various functions over here. Okay. So it's not possible to explore everything, but I will be just giving you some thoughts around one of the scenario. We will be exploring one of the problem statement and how to implement that we will see. For that, what we will do, we will go back to our initial source payload. So this is the source payload which we have got. Okay. So what is the release date you are receiving here? The release date you are receiving in YYMMDD or YYDDMM format. Okay. Okay. The year is coming at the start. Okay. So now what I want, want the just okay. So what I will do, let me just add this release date. Okay. What the logic I want to implement here, I will just place it. So I am having this release date with me. So right now the release date is coming with hyphens. Okay. I want, so the final mapping I want to implement on the batch field. Okay. So what this batch field I need to do, this batch field should have the value as true or false. Okay. So what would be the logic for true or false? I will do a comparison of dates. Okay. What are the dates I want to compare? I want to compare the release date. Okay. With the current date. Release date with the current date. I want to do a comparison. If release date is before the current date, it will give a true or false basically. Okay. Date before. So for that, what I have to do? I have to do a comparison of release date with the current date. So current date, we are having a standard function. For current date, we are having a standard function. Just now we have added, right? Just now here on the creation date, there is a current date. Okay. But this date format we are receiving in slashes. Okay. But how the release date is coming? Release date is coming with hyphen. Okay. I will just place release date above here. Okay. So release date is coming with hyphens, but current date is coming with slash. So, and moreover, this release date, I cannot compare it because release date is having timestamp as well. So I only need this particular section of record first. So what I will do a substring. Okay. I need a substring so that I can only fetch the initial 10 section of the record. I mean the particular data, whatever the data the release date is holding. Okay, so first I will do a substring. I am interested in taking the first 10 characters. Post that I will do a date formatting. Okay, so how I want my date? My date should be, so this is my source format, and ideally my date should be like this. Otherwise, if I do a date comparison, it will not work. So now once I implement this on top of the release date, then I will do a date comparison. The current date already I'm having. Okay, current date already I'm having in the same format. Okay, YYYY, MM and TD. Okay, and then I will implement another function, date comparison. So this is what I am going to use it. So for current date, there is a standard function. I will just put a S. Again, for date comparison, there is a standard function we are having. Now, once you have the release date, again, you have to use a standard function to use a substring. Then you have to, again, for date formatting, again, you have to use a standard function. Okay, so some of the functions we will be exploring now. Apart from this, if you want to implement some if, else, all these statements, that is also possible. Pretty possible. That is pretty well. It is possible. Okay. So now what I will do, I will come to this batch. Already I'm having the release date over here. I will just bring my mouse onto this line and click on delete. Okay. So what I have to do first. So how I am going to get the release date? Release date I am going to get in this format. This is how I'm going to get the release date. So what I will do, I will first do a substring. Substring, replace it, and I will connect it to the string. The starting position is a 0 and the character will be 10. So what it will do? It will fetch the first 10 characters. Post that, what I have to do? Post that I will do a date transformation, date trans. Okay, so there are various operations here are also there. If you want to do a comparison, I mean, date after, date before, all these things, you can explore it. And the moment you select any of the standard function, okay, if you select any of the standard function here, when you click here, you will, on the 3 dots, there is information. If you want to get more information around this, you just click here. So you will find return substring of the source string consisting of character count. Okay, it will give you what it does actually. Okay, same way date transformation. I select, I will come to know. So now I want to connect this to the date. Okay, now this is my source format, and how I want this to be adding with it hyphen. Okay, so no, sorry, we are getting the format. How are we getting? Sorry, other way basically. We are getting one. We are getting in this format. This is how we are getting the source format, and we are converting it to slash. Okay, then I have to, what I have to do? I have to do a comparison with current date. So current date value, current date is coming in this format. Okay, this slash here. So I'm done with this. Just click here to minimize it. Click here to minimize. I will just move it here a bit. Now what I want to compare it with date before compare date. Let's say I want to compare it with date before. Okay, let's change it to date before. Let me place it date before. Okay, date before. So now this is my second current date. This is my first. Okay, you might notice that there is also a formatting here itself, but just to introduce the date transformation function, that is the reason I have placed this. You can directly, you could have used this as well. It is just to make you understand that there is a separate function available for the date transformation. That is the reason I have placed this function over here. You can directly, you could have bypassed this as well. Okay, now I will come connect it to the target. Okay, so now this is how we are completing with our mapping. So if I have, I will just save it, and what I will do just to see whether my mapping is working or not. So for that, what I can do, I was already having my source structure with me. This is what the source structure we were getting. So I will just copy this and let me just save as .xml. Okay, just save it as an XML, and I will come here. I will double click here. Go inside the mapping. Now, what I want to show you, how can you test your mappings within your, while doing the development? You do not have to deploy it. So there are various ways of testing your mapping. So the first way is to go inside the message mapping. I have saved the payload in an XML file. What I can do, I can click on simulate, and here I can upload that file. This is the file I'm having. Okay. And now I will click on test. So if there is less number of fields, you can definitely make it out. But if there are more number of fields and you want to focus on a particular field, then again your mapping skill come into picture. Okay, so you will see here everything is mapped now. Okay, discontinuation date, there is no discontinuation date is available for us. That's the reason it is coming as blank. Okay, if it would be there, you will find that the particular record over here as well. You can download it. Okay, and you can even change your fields here. Let's say 025. If I run it, if I test it, now you will see it is coming